Steelsmith, who someday is going to have all the accolades, I believe, too.
I agree, Chris. Now, the interesting part of this match, watching Duke warm up. Steelsmith's playing the track area. These lanes are half wood and half synthetic. The first part of the lane's synthetic. The last part's the old wood. He's playing the old track area, which I normally believe is the best line.
Steelsmith caught lucky, picked him the
as a Potawatomi scout.
Well, you're going to see the 3-pin come off the sideboard, kick into the 6, and knock out the 4-7. Now, Duke's playing outside the track, right down about the first arrow, and normally that won't work. However, on this pair of lanes, Chris, I had a chance to bowl in the tournament. I haven't bowled in a couple of years, and I bowled my best game playing that line. I had a 257 the last game of the tournament, playing this very same line. The right-hand lane, lane 26 here, kind of hangs right there, but he can point the ball up from that and get a little hold. The left-hand lane is very nice from the outside shot.
All right, Norm Duke, originally from Texas, Oklahoma, and now, of course, bowling out of Clermont, Florida. Karen and Norm have a year-old youngster named Brandon. So proud. There's 32-year-old dad, 14 years a pro, and 11 titles. Just missed the 10-10. Norm in his approach is very interesting. He's using a little more approach. And then he's halfway through, he sort of has a little hitch. A little bit like overdrive and way back in the pumice. There. A little stop and go, but it works. 2 spares, and here's Bo.
Thank you, Chris. With me is Tim, Chris. And Tim, you know, it was a pretty even game. You left the rip and 4-pin where you really could have put him on the ropes, and then the 10th frame, the second shot.
Yeah, I just didn't really catch it real well. Threw it a little too far right. I didn't want to miss left and go through the face. I thought I'd give it a chance, and I just gave it a little too much room.
Okay, you're having a great year, and good luck next week in Erie.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, Chris.
Okay. How could he not also get the 4? Well, nothing tripped it. Close. So, Rick Steelsmith will do the right of center. Let's watch him place himself. Just slightly. Going for the 4. Smith. Very smooth. Oh, you mentioned you bowled this week in the Pba National.
Average 201, Chris. It was a real struggle. They had, as I said, a very demanding lane condition out here, and obviously the best 5 have made the final 5 here. And I really felt the championship pair was one of the more playable pairs. So you can play either angle, inside where Steelsmith is playing, or down the outside like Norm Duke.
Well, Bo, you thrilled a lot of fans by coming out and going the long route. You know, it's just great that you do that.
Well, thank you. I need a little work, a little ragged, as you see Norm Duke fiddling around with his thumb hole, and basically does that all the time. He puts a cork gripper in his thumb and then puts tape over the top of it and adjusts it all the time. But he's a constant fiddler with the feel of that bowling ball.
Oh!
Gets a good break here where the 2 goes to the sideboard, trips out both the 4 and 9 pins. See the 4-9 standing, the 2 comes in, catches them both. And Chris, this guy has all the experience that you would ever need. He's played the outside line, the first frame on the right-hand lane, the outside line on the left-hand lane, and now he moved back inside on the right. Where is he on the left? Back down the middle.
Just beautiful follow through. Norm Duke. In our flashback this week, we go back to another time. Down memory lane, we go this week to 1982 when Toledo was the site for the Pba National Championship. The legendary Earl Anthony not only held off a strong field for his second of 3 consecutive national championships, but also became the first PBA player to surpass $1 million in career earnings as well. This is an over-the-shoulder look. Tom Gatewood behind me. To my right is Butch Soper, our statistician, who is the defending champion of the PBA National at the University of Toledo last year. And Lorinda Benoit is up here. Bo's elsewhere. He'll be on the air in a moment. All right, here is Bo.
Thank you, Chris. Wayne Webb is with me. And Wayne, you know, I was looking in the record books. Age 18, you joined the PBA Tour. You won $90 the first year, and now you've won over $1 million. It's been a long road in between, huh?
Oh, yeah. When I started, it was a little bit more difficult out here than I thought. You know, I was a kid, and I couldn't hardly make a spare, so it was real tough to get those big checks. But, you know, I learned how to make spares and throw some strikes, and it just kept getting better, and the earnings got a lot better. Now I feel real good because I'm with a new bowling ball company called Dynathane, and we make great equipment, and things are going real good for me.
All right, good luck, Wayne. He's going for his 4th back-to-back victory on a PBA Tour. Back to you, Chris.
Okay. Wayne, the 15th member of the PBA to become a millionaire. Earnings on the lanes as Rick now will go for the 4-pin. Had a double up.
Okay. Spades. On the 5th.
Well, Norm Duke is throwing one on the outside, the inside, down the middle. I was talking to Brian Voss over there. He says this guy's either real smart or crazy. We'll see what's happening here.
Norm gives that the long look.
Well, the ball slides by. We said earlier the right-hand lane's a little bit tighter. He's looking for this ball to flip right about there. It skids by the head pin. Once again, a terrific break. Instead of having a 6 count, he's down to an easy spare 9.
Our 2-day coverage of the Nabisco Dinah Shore begins next from Rancho Mirage, California. The LPGA's best will battle it out in the first major of the year. That's coming up next.
I like to watch those women play. They actually play at my home course, Forest Hills in St. Louis, the end of May.
A very tight match. Norm Duke comes up with his 3rd strike of the match. Up with the spare working is Steelsmith shooting in the 6th frame.
See Steelsmith just missing the track. We said there's a defined area there. You can never get it out of the lane. He goes wide. The ball kind of rolls out, leaves the 1-2. And actually, Norm Duke is playing the line, Chris, that we have seen Dick Weber and many other titleists take on this championship here over the years. Fairly straight down between the 2nd and 3rd arrows.
Nice mark, bending in and covering the two pins on the right lane. For an Imperial Lanes. Beautiful facility as we look at Sherry Gradham, the tournament chairperson, and she has a lot of work to do, and she does it with such ease. Nice going.
Former St. Louis and transferred up here to Toledo, Ohio, running the tournaments. Now, Steelsmith should hit this lane. The inside shot he's playing favors the left-hand lane. The key for him is going to be 26.
Okay, this is our 2nd game, a beauty. You know, Toledo's Ned Skelton Stadium is home to the Toledo Mud Hens, the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Right back again, Norm Duke, who led in the 1st, 2nd, and 6th rounds of this national championship, has a strike working.
Oh.
4-5.
Norm just throws a bad shot there. He was out of time in his third step, and he's left the 2-4-5. Needs to get the ball right here between the 2-5, have the 5 take out the 2 take out the 4, the ball take out the 5, and as you see him just sliding by once again on the right-hand lane. Ooh. Chris, interesting part about Norm Duke's game, Walter Ray Williams Jr., who did not cash in this tournament, got off to a slow start, has been voted the best spare shooter on the tour, but I really believe that Duke has the best all-around spare technique, as you see him fiddling around with his bowling ball once again. Now he's going to be right about here in the center. He's going to slide in this area here, fairly straight approach, and his target area is going to be right between the second, third arrows. He's going to play a fairly straight shot. He can throw a big hook, but I feel it's the best in this championship round to go right there.
Using the shortest point, the shortest line between 2 points. Leads by 1.
Watch the head pin. You want to see it do its job. Stands that baby up.
Big strike for Steelsmith coming in the 8th frame, gives him a 9-pin lead.
That's a huge double layer.
As good as you can throw it. Steelsmith, with a very small margin of error on the right-hand lane, throws his best shot of this match in a critical time. 9-pin lead can extend to 19. Possible 247 for Steelsmith, possible 238 for Duke.
Another 10.
Having a little fun with the crowd, but that was a key shot, the ringing 10. Steelsmith changes ball, something with a little lower surface friction sliding across as Duke, who never watches his opponents, contemplates the next frame.
As we pan across the players, you'll occasionally see 2 very stunning brunettes. Those are the Elias sisters, Rainey and Annie, daughters of Peggy and Eddie Elias, founder of the PBA. Pretty smooth, Nelson.
That was just a superb shot by Norm Duke. That is the shot and the trajectory that has won many a title in this championship here. And Duke has put himself in a position where he can get 1 more strike and 9 spare and shut out a very game for Rick Steelsmith.
Trouble.
I think he knew he had trouble when he let it go. He pulled it left the target, no help in the center of the lane. He's trying to get it around the second arrow. It just goes right to the third arrow, cuts the inside of the track. He pays the maximum penalty. He's actually got to go for this. I don't know if he can throw it hard enough. He's got to get it over in that 4-7 zone and really take a whack at it. Give it everything he can. Hope to bounce it out.
Almost.
You don't get the breaks, it really hurts.
Right now, Chris, he has opened up a position where Steelsmith only has to get 9 on the first ball to guarantee a victory.
This would be unlucky. Got it! But chipping the 4-pin.
Rick's day. 2:03 for Norm Duke. And Rick Steelsmith has won it, and he will meet last week's winner, Wayne Webb.
It doesn't get any easier, does it, partner?
No. And after that, Brian Voss. An equipment adjustment could be the answer you're looking for better scores,
That was
according to
awesome,
my
Matt.
colleague,
Subscribe and
Nelson
subscribe.
Burton Jr.